What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another pre-market watch list where we're going to break down some stocks or stonks, whatever you like. It doesn't really matter. All right, so the first thing we're going to talk about here is going to be GameStop. So GameStop has finally kind of started to show some weakness. So we've been waiting to see GameStop roll over for a long time. You know, we took part in the short here, tried another one here, it failed, waited till now, started going bearish again on it. So overall, we're thinking GameStop's gonna go lower. Now, if we look at we'll look at the chart on the right screen. If you look at the chart on the right screen, you will see that our daily chart zero line is 141.39. That's pretty much the target for me. To make things simple, is the camera being funky? I have no idea. Sometimes it gets all glitchy and shit, so we're looking good. But yeah, so right now, to put it simply, on the bearish side, the target would be 141. The reasons why it's 141 is just simply you can see that white trend line. That's the target. Look at the screen on the left. You see that dotted trend line. That's the target. Why is that the target? Because if that is the trend and a stock is going to trade to its trend or it's going to follow its trend, then theoretically we're above trend right now by almost 20 points. $20 a share. So I think we'll see GameStop move a little lower. Is it going to go to 141 today? I would be pretty impressed to see that. It could, but we would have to have GameStop have an extraordinarily big day. I guess it's possible because its average true range is actually $20 a share on the day. Right now we're trading at 160, we're trading at 160 to 161, and the move could be down to 141. So theoretically, if we have another day like we did yesterday on GameStop, then yeah, we could actually hit the target today. So it would be awesome if that happens. The only real thing I could see maybe stopping GameStop from going to the 141 immediately, of course, would be maybe this previous bottom of price action, but also maybe this 50 moving average. So today, I think it's possible you'll see, GameStop move lower and even try to do like a little hold around the 155 price because that's where the long-term 50-day moving average is at. But nonetheless, still staying bearish on GameStop. Now, another reason why I think GameStop has, maybe some momentum building on the downside is just because I know a lot of people bought this dip, a lot of people bought that dip and that dip. And if for whatever reason this market doesn't sustain itself on GameStop, everybody buying that dip, that dip, that dip, trying to squeeze this move again is going to roll over and stop out below this line. So the objective is to actually get to 141 and then get the price through 141, 139, because then that's where it's going to snap big, and then we'll see GameStop probably down to like $68 or something, or closer to the 200 moving average or something like that. But really, it's once it goes through this point, that's where all hell's going to break loose for GameStop on the downside. All right, next one we're keeping an eye on today is Blrx. Now, damn it, of course you would do that when I'm just not looking figures. So anyways, Blrx, we're going to be watching. Already did a little bit of trading on it today. Going to be watching it bearish at some point. It's moving with some news about some top line study for something that I can't pronounce, and I don't know exactly what it does because I have no idea. So really, we're just going to be following price action and key levels here on Blrx. Now, this one's a little bit tricky. This one, generally, I would want to be bearish because it's the first time we've gone up to attack these prices. So naturally, I have to watch the market bearish on Blrx. But right now, it's holding above long-term trends. So the long-term trends are here and here. So these two red lines are the long-term trends. So the price has gone up to, exceeded, and is holding above. And ironically, look at where this pullback came to, right? So watch this. Let's delete that because we'll just redo it. So watch when I go, what happens when I go to the 4-hour chart, okay? So when we go to the 4-hour chart and we zoom in and we put our price line here, look where the pullback on Blrx recently went to. Up, pulls down to that trend line. Almost by, it was off by about a penny or two, maybe 3 or 4 pennies. But you can see this market pulled all the way down to the 4-hour chart. So this is the long-term support. Ideally, if the market is going to move higher on Blrx in the immediate, without seeing too much more downside pain, say going into the open or for the remainder of pre-market, you would expect that the price stays above 515. So if we're not going to see any more downside movement and we're not going to be seeing a lot more pain and we're going to be seeing some upside, the price needs to stay above this 516. If it doesn't, you're going to get a little snap candle or something's going to break down a little bit more. And if we break through that price point, the price point we would then go down to next is going to be here. Well, it's actually going to be a little different than 492 because once market opens, that's going to adjust. But for those that are watching the videos and not in our live room, this is probably about the best it's going to get. So this is at 490. So again, if the market comes down, breaks 515, it should then snap to 490. And then there's going to be people that try to dip by it off 490 because that's a long-term trend. And then it will also match up with this previous dip here. So again, this is the long-term trend. That's why this dip got bought here, because we broke over long-term trend, pulled back, got close to, bought up, same thing, 4-hour chart breaks up, comes down, close to, bought up. So either way, we're going to be watching this, we're going to be watching this both long bias and short bias. We're going to be playing both sides of the field on this one today. Because it is overbought, so it provides the potential for a good short. But it's also the first day that it started moving with some pretty positive news, so shorting on the first day might give you a headache, and it might just be better to be long more so than short at some point. So for now, watching it both ways, if we're going to get a big breakdown move, then the stock would have to go below these price points, right? If it doesn't break below these 2 price points fully, then it's still susceptible to having a U-shaped squeeze. So that's another thing. You could see it break here at 514, swing down to this 492, and then come back up into like a U-shaped, long move that we see. So either way, we're going to be keeping close eyes on Blrx today as a whole. All right, they're really, to be honest, those are really the 2 stocks I was probably going to watch. So we won't do too much more now. Well, actually, no, we will. We'll look at NIO and we'll talk about Tesla because I know a lot of people still very interested in those. So we'll take a look at NIO here. So I had a price target of NIO getting back to 48. It didn't get there, right? That was my next target. So our first targets, in our swing move on long recommendation on NIO was to here. That was our swing long target, pretty much back to the high of 43. So we were able to get the 43 target, but we weren't able to get the 48, which would have lined up with this previous high at the time. So we were off that target by about $5, made the first target. Ever since, it's been slightly confusing because the market's been selling down a little bit. So let's take a close look at NIO here, right? If you're the daily chart, you have a price line that comes in at 38.90 or so. And then if we go to the 4-hour chart, that's up there, so I don't see that happening. Yeah, so for right now, I think we have to be a little bearish on stocks. And the reason I say that is the market has stalled out at highs and started rolling over. And there's really nothing about the market that looks bullish right now. It looks like it wants to keep selling down. But I'm optimistic that the market can reverse into a long. So what I'm looking to see is if the market comes back up and takes control of prices at 33, 34, then I could see us moving up. But for the most part, we're going to stay on the bear side because we did break down that previous price action. We don't have any previous support trend lines that are nearby. So this, to me, seems like the market could actually continue selling down. So we're going to stay more on the bear side of stocks right now. If you look at Tesla too, Tesla helps the NIO move one way too. Right now, Tesla is selling down still. We're coming into a previous price action bottom, but it's not really a previous trend support just yet. So I fear that Tesla still has lower to go in its move, which then would drag down NIO, and the markets are going down right now. So doesn't seem like much opportunity to be on the long side of many stocks for today. So that's pretty much today's watch list. I hope you guys learned something new. Thanks again for tuning in. Make sure to hit the thumbs up button. We also are doing a sale, which will end today. So for those of you watching right now, you're the only people who probably know about it. That being said, there is a sale going on. I will leave 3 coupon codes in the description below for the chat room, our course, and our elite trading program, which covers more options and swing trading techniques and analysis and things like that. So those will be in the description. Today, sale ends at midnight. The only people that will get the coupon code aside from our chat room is going to be you guys that watch this video. So take care, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you guys on the next video. Take care.